What's up, losers? We're back with another episode of Classes in Session. We each got 3 people. You know the drill. They're all different categories: celebrities, historical figures, and characters from cartoons, movies, books, what have you. Who wants to start us off? Well, Robert.
Keith.
I'm JT.
Now you know us.
We should note, we don't know what other people have.
Yep.
I know who I picked and only who I picked. You guys don't know what I have. I don't know what you have.
Fresh reveals. Yeah. So who wants to start us off?
That was me, wasn't it? Do I get to pick the category?
You get the first. Yep, the first category belongs to you.
All right. I'm going to go with historical figures.
I like it.
I have that one. It's cool.
That works out well. I'm going to go with Michelangelo.
Not the character. Not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Not the Mutant Ninja Turtle, the actual
Watch him have that as a character too.
figure. Yeah. Have all 3.
That's my thing.
Oh man. I don't know. What, I mean, what he painted the Sistine Chapel.
But yeah.
Right?
Yep. That's the main thing I know him for. Did he sculpt as well?
I believe so.
Yeah, he did this statue of David, didn't he?
I think so. I think it was Michelangelo.
I think so too.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Ah,
I'm gonna go.
I need to change mine.
You're a person?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, you get 1 mulligan.
Everybody gets 1.
Okay,
Ever.
so here's what happened. I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk, and I'm like, do you even know who Michelangelo is? This doesn't make any sense at all.
He thought about Da Vinci.
I was thinking Da Vinci.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was thinking Da Vinci. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I'm listening to you guys, and I'm trying to like, what the fuck's going on? This is weird because you guys are both on the same page. But I'm like, but my first instinct was like, what, they didn't teach you this shit in school, right? And I'm like, and then I realized,
Wow.
oh, so when the person I was classing as Michelangelo, I was really classing Da Vinci.
Okay.
That was the person who, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not changing like my whole thing. I'm just changing, you know what I mean? I got confused on that.
Fair enough.
So Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes.
Was also an artist.
That's embarrassing.
But a bit of
That'll
a
get cut
tinkerer, experimenter.
Oh my god, just a little bit different on this one. It's gonna change my
That changes my first.
my heading on my
Yeah.
course. I'm going wizard still. I'm thinking about the school though, because for Michelangelo I was thinking transmutation. I'm not sure how applicable that is to Da Vinci though.
Maybe
'Cause-
more of illusion. He didn't really make all these things.
Yeah.
He looked at them. He thought about them.
Conjuration maybe.
Yeah, he's
like
good
the
at-
inventing.
But like I
type of
said,
stuff.
yeah, he's more of a tinkerer, and that's the whole thing too, and that kind of fits into that. But he was an artist too. There's probably a touch of bard in there somewhere.
I'm gonna go wizard. I'm gonna go multi-class wizard artificer. Because if Da Vinci was in
Isn't artificer just a subclass of wizard?
no, artificer's in Unearthed Arcana.
Right, but it's a subclass of wizard. Like it falls under wizard. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's a class.
I thought it was a class as well.
I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure it falls under wizard.
Okay.
Because I was looking at it earlier and I saw like artificer and it was under one of them. It wasn't its own class.
Well, there's multiples of UA stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were straying away from UA, and that's why I didn't do a lot of stuff this week. So that's all right. I'm gonna probably say wizard bard.
Wizard Bard, and you said,
Wizard artificer.
wow, okay. No, you're both wrong.
He's actually a ranger.
No, I went dual class, artificer.
Different.
Both alchemist and gunsmith, because he made a lot of those inventions, right? He made what was essentially a tank right? And the plane and all that shit. So he was definitely a tinkerer and did all, you know what I mean? But he also did like alchemisty type of shit, you know what I mean? He was big science. He's the one that drew the fucking body, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, so
Trivia, man.
I was thinking sorcerer at first, right? Because it was like he was so ahead of his time that it had to be something weird and magical, and you know what I mean. But then I thought this fit better because it
I
would
could almost go
align more.
divination in a way, because he looked like he was ahead of the time a bit.
I like that divination wizard.
Yeah.
I like that. So I was going with how I went, just because if he was in the world of D&D, he'd be pursuing knowledge and he'd be building some crazy shit. Like in that world, he wouldn't have been restricted to just his drawings. He would have been able to implement those shit. Like his helicopter or whatever. Like he could fucking build that and it would work in D&D. Like
No, it worked here. That's the thing. He didn't need the magic part.
no, he never built it.
Yeah,
He didn't build the
He
helicopter.
didn't build it.
Yeah, he did.
No,
No, he didn't. They had to go back through.
He designed it.
They designed it. He didn't build it.
I thought he did.
He designed
You're
like a
thinking of
helicopter.
Michelangelo.
He designed like a machine gun. I'm pretty sure he designed a tank.
I think
thought
he
he
might have had
built-
some means to get close to it. I don't know if he totally built it. I think he had a thing for a sub. He had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think he built a lot of it. He built little things. Or scale models of it and stuff like that. But I know he definitely didn't build the Da Vinci's flying machine.
Yeah, then that's valid. Then I would go back and add some
So that's why
maybe source. Well, yeah, probably wizard because he I don't know. He's so far ahead of his time to deal with the devil type of thing where it fits. But the pursuit of knowledge, which was a huge part of who he was, so you can almost
he could create his own knowledge.
Triple class.
you can almost triple class him.
All right, you want to go history? Or should I go history?
I can go history if you want me to go history.
I'll go history.
I chose George Washington.
Oh, General Washington.
Fighter, battle master. Right, he's the one that came up with a lot of the battle plans when he was a general.
I kind of want to go. No.
Talking about the George Washington, right?
Not George Washington Carver. General Washington.
All right, so I'm gonna go fighter for sure. I would probably have to go battle master. I'm trying to think of some of the details on cavalier. I'm not sure enough about it to give him the cavalier subtype. Because I know that that's about like I think it involves a lot more combat, like than planning. So I don't think that would be more applicable than battle master necessarily. What else did he do? He was the first president. He ran a farm.
You can almost throw some barbarian in there because back then the way they fought was considered very barbaric and uncivilized, right? They didn't stand in the straight line and all that shit. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that might be too much of a stretch.
I'm gonna
Unless that's what he
go.
wants us to think.
I'm gonna go fighter ranger.
Ranger.
Living off the land, guerrilla warfare, preferred terrain, camouflage, ambushes, but at the same time, he's observing his enemy, learning, planning tactics, figuring out their weak spots and striking there, trying to guess their next move. Battle master. I'm going fighter ranger. Favorite terrain, like woods for like maybe 300. There's more trees probably around the New England area.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the DC area was all like swamp, I think, right? It was a whole big swamp. If I remember right.
I wasn't there. Yeah, I'll go.
You didn't
with that.
fucking have history in school?
Not good history.
So you're going fighter, battle master, /
Ranger. Fuck.
ranger, and made a compelling case for it. I'm gonna go a little different. Thinking outside the box. Although I really like the ranger. I'm gonna go fighter battle master, not because you said it, but because I said it first. I'm sticking with it because it's good. We'll roll back the tape, motherfucker. It was me.
First is relative.
It's really not. And instead of ranger, I'm gonna dual class it with bard.
Okay.
You want to know why?
Yeah.
If you want to explain it.
Yeah, he did the speeches, right? He was right cheering people, you know what I mean, getting them riled up for the battles and kind of, you know what I mean. So I kind of saw that almost how we did with Hitler. Did kind of threw Bard in with Hitler for the same kind of reasons, you know what I mean. You have to have a certain charisma and you know what I mean to work the crowd type of thing. And I thought it'd be a little bit of a different spin on it. So
Okay. So you guys got fighter part right. I did go Cavalier. Mostly because he's renowned for his horseback riding, and he led a lot of these things. Valley Forge and those other things, and then partly because they talk about like the nobility, their superiors. These are the people that are higher ups too. I also went with some levels in Rogue. Because not necessarily straight guerrilla warfare, it was sneaky. And they were sneaking around for the longest time in the beginning, of the Revolutionary War. And then some of these attacks, coming in at night and attacking these people, it is barbaric, but it's sneaky. And then moving those tactics and watching it, because you can almost go like Scout or some of those other things out of Rogue.
All right, I like it.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like it too. I mean, I quite honestly could almost triple class it with the Ranger too. You know what I mean?
No, because Rogue kind of hits all the same notes that I brought Ranger in.
I just feel like I know because I do feel like you guys kind of right. They had a lot of different things that they went over. When he went over a river, swamplands, woods. Right. So they went through a lot of terrains.
Right. Well, a lot of times that's where they would live.
And East Coast over there was so different.
Yeah. I could see a little bit of Ranger in there too.
For sure.
That was a good one.
We're going way back. Ancient history.
This is King Tut.
Further back than Washington.
Oh yeah, ancient history.
Ancient is
Socrates.
Ooh, wow.
Well, it's got to be sorcerer just because it sounds similar.
Yeah, that's a lot of the reasoning that I'm using too. Is just the letters.
The letters. He's so philosophical.
Mm-hmm.
And he was not necessarily talking about. He talks about the past. He was more of a chronicler in a way than in the future. That's why I have a struggle with like divination or anything like that. He's not. You know what I mean? He's not.
He's not famous for predictions.
Right. I mean, he made some like predictions, but a lot of them commentary at the time.
Right. His general thoughts, musings about like civilization in general.
Yeah.
He was the Jerry Seinfeld of his time.
You can talk about anything.
Well, like
what's the deal with these invasions?
What's the deal with airports? Like a couple of those things where
what's
you're like,
the deal with matter?
It's kind of like, oh yeah, what is the deal with that? He had a couple of those. Like,
you call this a republic? I'd almost go bard. Along the lines of lore. So he speaks a lot of that. And I want to say a touch of wizard. And that's probably what I go with. I might go with a bard wizard.
Okay.
Fuck, that's really good because I was thinking bard for sure, right? For the same reasoning, right? He's so philosophical, and his sayings are like still around today. You know what I mean? That there's something to that, right? The bardness of the elite. You know what I mean? Not everybody can write words, but no, you know what I mean? My words aren't going to exist in 20 years, 40 years, 100. You know what I mean? So that's bard, right? But I kind of like wizard because he was I believe a fairly smart man and would pursue. But see, I don't know. Is he pursuing? Like, I don't know. Was he really pursuing? It was like more wise, right? Because he was more philosophical.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of almost steering away from wizard and thinking like sorcerer, like he was born with the, you know what I mean? Because not everybody can take a philosophy class and all of a sudden fucking be just coming up with deep fucking shit, right? You got to kind of be, that's got to be kind of part of you, I think. So I'm gonna go sorcerer, bard.
Okay. Bard's in there. He's a lore bard. He's got a couple levels of lore bard. I was really trying to toy around with maybe throwing wizard in there too, just because kind of what you guys are saying, like looking for knowledge, trying to learn and stuff like that. Instead, I went really largely along the path that you went, but it less intelligence based and more leaning towards into wisdom based for like a stat that he should be leaning on. So his main class is monk, just because that meditative lifestyle, the contemplative lifestyle, and then as far as like which path or which way he took, basically I looked at it as almost him making his own way, because after him there were other monks, right, philosophers, that belonged to the Socratic school of philosophy, and they learned from him, and then they framed their observations about the universe on that of what he taught them.
Right.
So I mostly monk with a little bit of lore bard in there too.
For sure.
Yeah, I could see that. I liked how you explained the monk, because my first thing when you said monk was like, well, he's not a fighter though. He doesn't fight the hands. But the way you explained it, it totally made sense that wouldn't matter.
No.
Yeah. No, that was good. I like that.
You want to take our next category?
Sure. I want to go character, because I want to get mine in before you, because we're probably coming up on a tie here pretty soon.
Oh, goodness.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay. Mine's similar.
I know.
Oh,
Dr.
man.
Watson?
No. It's a doctor, probably.
Oh, man. Sherlock Holmes. This is going to be what the problems that I was running into classifying my character for, and I was running into these same issues. Oh, man. He is all about education, like everything he's got to know, and intuition. It's just because he has the sheer knowledge. So definitely thinking wizard for sure. As far as where he lies within those things, maybe divination. Just trying to look ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about a multi-class. I mean, he does have some combat skills. I mean, some hand-to-hand and some pistols, assumably. Probably go wizard, but maybe a touch of fighter. He's just so proficient with everything that he can do with knowledge,
Right.
that I'd almost count that as that.
Improvise something. With
Right, and then he's always
around him.
proficient with it too.
Yeah. I like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, where he's thinking so fast that that's how he wins fights. He's like, okay, I just gotta do this, then this. And he's just like, yep, now I punch his ribs, I break his jaw, I snap his neck. And he's just thinking his way through the fight.
Yeah. And that, I was taking a lot of that into account when I was thinking mine was his version of it in the fighting specifically. And I thought monk, right, with the almost a martial art and a Zen type of, piece that he had to get to think that many moves ahead. So I'm thinking monk for sure. I was thinking wizard for all the same, things that JT was saying. The pursuit of knowledge, right?
Knowledge does play a big role in Holmes.
Yeah. But even more than knowledge, right? He wanted to solve a mystery, right? He liked the chase too. So I'm wondering kind of where that would fall, or if it would at all. That part of it. But I'm gonna say wizard, monk, and I'm not sure if I'm missing something because of what we just talked about.
Okay. So you're going wizard monk?
Yes.
You're going wizard
Touch fighter.
Wizard touch a fighter. Okay. He is multi-classed with none of those 4 classes. I went
Artificer.
no. Mostly cleric.
That's
Knowledge domain.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the stuff in Claire too. It's just hard to choose on what the
Yeah. because being a largely like agnostic force in the world, his devotion is to knowledge, all kinds of knowledge. Like the reason he's such a good detective is because he knows everything about everything. Like he's like, oh yeah, a couple years ago I wrote this essay on how different kinds of mud dry. It's like, oh, why? Like, why are you learning all this useless shit? But it's not useless because a couple years later, it helped him catch this fucking criminal. Like, just so much knowledge. As well as Paladin. The reason I went Paladin is because I really wanted to tie all of it up nice with all Cleric, but it is about, he really does like solving the mystery, and that's what stimulates him. But on a more subtle level, he also wants to help. Like he'll do cases for free for people that can't afford to pay him, just because he knows that he just did that case for the Queen last year and he's set for money for a decade. He doesn't have to worry, and so he'll just do it for free. Like he wants to help people and he wants to punish criminals.
Well, wait, does he want to help people or does he want to solve the mystery? So to me, it's more like, I think of it more like House, right? I think House is modern Sherlock Holmes, right, because he's all about wanting to solve the mystery. Like there's been episodes of House where it drives him nuts if something happens and he wasn't able to solve the mystery.
But there's other puzzles besides crime to do. The crime has the benefit of helping people.
Right, but when like another major driving force behind Sherlock Holmes is his arch nemesis Moriarty, and he has like he doesn't panic necessarily, but he doesn't say like, he doesn't get bored with Moriarty once he knows that it's Moriarty. He's concerned with, it's like, I know what he's capable of and I know that I need to stop him because he's capable of doing such great evil to the world with how smart he is. It's not enough to me that like, oh, I figured it out, it was Moriarty. Like, no, I need to stop him from doing his evil. Like it's on me, and that's my responsibility. And like he's talking to Dr. Watson about it. He's like this is a caliber of criminal that you can't imagine. Like the things that he can do are unimaginable except to him ever. Like we need to not let him do these things. And so like it's like, yeah, like generally run of the mill, like he'll just be on an opium daze for a couple weeks if nothing fun happens, if he's just getting boring cases. But when civilization's on the line, like he'll step up and be like, no, I'll fucking save the world,
All great points. However, that part where you said about the opium, to me, he's chasing that high of solving the mystery. So I like your side of it. It's more optimistic. Mine is a more pessimistic side.
I'm not denying that he is. Yeah. It's like one of the main things.
That's a better high for him. So when he's not chasing that really good mystery that's hard to solve, that only he can solve, that he gets the best high from, he's got to substitute with opium.
But and he admits it. He's like he's so brilliant. He's like, look, Watson, like I appreciate that you're trying to like basically intervene, but just being alive doesn't cut. Like it's boring to just exist. Like right. It's fucking miserable. Let me get high, yeah. And then when something interesting comes along, I don't need the drugs.
Right.
I'm not an addict. I need something, and as soon as something happens, I'll drop the drugs.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm not necessarily defending him, but I
got it. Yeah, no, that's good. I like that. That was a good one. Good show. Good character.
Do you want to go?
Do you want me to go?
Sure.
I chose Dr. House.
I'm going to say cleric knowledge domain and round it off with the paladin.
Nope. No, to be honest, I struggle with him because he's more than just like, he's based off of Dr. Holmes or Sherlock Holmes, but it's not the same
right
at all. A lot of similarities, but they do very different things.
Yeah, for House, it is about solving the mystery, the puzzle. That's right. He lives for that. And I've seen episodes where he would be upset if somebody died means he couldn't solve the puzzle. Right. That's the part that bothered him. Not the person died so much, right? So, yeah, I think he wants to help people and all that, but I don't think that's the primary The primary for him is solving the puzzle. He's an addict, right? And everything he does, he's an addict, and he's addicted to solving these puzzles. So where would that put him?
That's an interesting point, because I'm thinking cleric. I was thinking cleric for him too, and I was right off the bat going to jump out with a life cleric, but Wilson is more of a life cleric.
Yeah.
Wilson's a life cleric. He comes in and he wants to help people, and that's why he does it. He has none of the same motivations as House in that regard.
Correct.
So I could go for maybe a knowledge cleric, but I'm kind of maybe playing too many semantics of he has the knowledge already. He knows all these diseases. He's not like cataloging new shit. Is figuring out what one person has enough to justify giving him a knowledge to, like, is that enough knowledge to be like, what does this person have? Like, that's not really pursuing knowledge, that's solving a mystery, you know?
Right. But he does pursue knowledge because he stays up to date on all the current diagnostic type of shit, right? There's always new shit coming out in medicine.
Yeah.
And and it's not like he's got to know, you know, he's a hand specialist, so all he's got to worry about is anything new that comes out with hand medicine. He diagnoses illnesses, so anything that's going to get people sick, he has to stay on top of. So I would imagine, although I don't think they showed it a lot in the show, I think he did stay on top of that. But I think it was downplayed a lot because he's so smart and a genius, it probably didn't take a lot of effort on his part to do that.
Yeah, he probably just read it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's just this episode where he's helping Wilson diagnose himself based on his memories. It was like the head house where Sherlock goes in and he's like, oh, like, let me just look through my files, and he's got his mansion in his head. It was the same thing where he's like watching himself get sick on the bus or whatever. So it's like, I agree with what you just said.
Yeah.
So how would you classify him?
I'm no knowledge cleric.
Yeah, I like
But
knowledge.
I'm not going to multi-class him into paladin because I don't think he cares as much as Sherlock cares.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't for sure. I like the knowledge cleric because it is all about the knowledge of solving that puzzle. Is getting that knowledge, right? You now have the knowledge of what the answer is, right, to that particular puzzle. So I think that fits. He's pretty fucking shady too, though. So I'm thinking I'm gonna add some rogue because you know what I mean. He does a lot of shit. I mean, he's a drug addict, and you know he does a lot of fucking shady shit. And he's kind of an asshole.
All right, I'm gonna interject before you say too much. I'm gonna throw.
Whoa! You can't interject and steal my thunder.
I'm gonna steal my thunder. Mastermind.
Oh.
Because he runs a little cabal of other fucking rogue doctors, and he's like, hey, like, go break into their house if necessary. Go, you know, bring me their property, and I'll review it. They steal from their house and shit. Like treat the law fuzzily to solve this mystery. And
hey, I'm giving you the evil eye, fuckhead. I was in the middle of giving my fucking shit.
All right, so
you fucking stealer.
What's your final class?
Cleric, rogue.
Oh, where did you come up with that brilliant fucking idea?
What about you?
Same.
All right. I can tell you I chose neither one of those things. For a couple reasons, and it's funny because you brought something up, and the funny thing is, I don't view it that way. I think if you watch the show, you wouldn't view the same way about the drug addiction. The whole thing is like he's not necessarily that he does these puzzles so he can be a drug addict per se. I mean, he does want to help people. He makes it very clear that he wants to help people, and that's his justification for all his drug use. Is I'm an addict, but I save people. I save lives. That's the line he puts out almost every week.
Yeah, he says that a lot. But
saving lives gives him direct access to drugs.
Well, and saving lives gives him direct access to the mystery.
Yeah, and the whole thing that he says too is he talks about the reason he became a doctor. He's like, you get to help people and you get respect. That's why he became a doctor in the first place.
Right, but he became a doctor before he fucked up his leg. After he fucked up his leg, he changed. He's not that, you know what I mean?
He changed, but he still had like an addictive personality, and he acted this pretty much the same way as they talk about it. I've watched every season of House at least 5 times. So if you watch it through the continuum, he was always a dick, he was always a jerk. and he still did this and helped people.
Wait, but he wasn't before, because he was in that relationship with that other girl that came back.
And she literally says, "Hey, has his house changed since I've been on?" She's like, "No, obsessive, narcissistic, a jerk, the same as before you left."
No, the one that was.
That's exactly what I'm saying. She goes in and talks to Cuddy, and says, "Hey, has Greg changed since I left?" She says, "No, narcissistic, asshole, self-obsessed, the same as when you left, same as before you left. He's always been a jerk."
Yeah, but they were talking about how they were happy together, and the reason they broke up and split up was because after he fucked up his leg, he became bitter and
Well,
she
he
couldn't
lashed
deal
out.
with any
He
of
was still a jerk. Like he wasn't doing. He would say stuff before to be a jerk, but not mean it. Once he got his leg, he would mean it. Once he said it, like it was like the inflection in a way. He was still always like this. So it's not like that. And that's the whole thing they talk about too. Is he's also, and that this plays in the part of it. He has a touch of bard because he's a very musical figure and he's entertaining. He likes to be entertain himself, and he likes to mess with people a lot. So he's a little trickery sometimes too. So that's part of it. Another part, I didn't do anything with Cleric just because he's a devout atheist. No power comes from anything but him. And knowledge, anything in Cleric technically has some sort of holy power coming from it and imbuing him to try to save lives or whatever else. Or knowledge. But I did classify him as a wizard. And I classified him as a transmutation wizard, partly because of the things you guys talked about. He takes this information and he transforms it in a way. And he creates the diagnosis. Then he also talks about alchemy and stuff like that, which he messes around with too. He likes to experiment and mess around and turn uncommon things into like cures and stuff like that too as well. So that's what he's been classified as, just because it's the way that it fits him. It was hard because I didn't want to think of him as Holmes.
Right.
I want to think of it as House. And if you watch the whole thing, if you watch beginning to end House, he doesn't do it for always the puzzles. He does chase it, but at the end of the day, he's the most distraught losing a person, losing a patient. He's like the most distraught and stern about it. He doesn't act like it, but he is. So he cares about people.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. So the final say is wizard
Bard. Wizard touch bard. Yeah, he's just so musical and artistic in a way that I had to throw it in there for him.
All right. Yeah. Oh, you haven't done your character.
It's Michelangelo.
It is Michelangelo. My character is the Punisher.
Whoa. Fighter barbarian.
No.
I'm locking in.
You're locking in.
Go fighter rogue.
Fighter rogue. I was thinking rogue as part of it. But I went gunslinger. Right? I mean, it's fucking all about the guns.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really all he uses.
And I went fighter battle master for planning out, you know what I mean, the attacks and all that shit. Even back when he was, you know, in the special forces before he became the Punisher, he was, you know, in charge and leading the attack and all that stuff. So those fit pretty well for him.
Yeah.
I was planning on him. He's a fighter up until he becomes the Punisher, and then that's when he dips into barbarian. And then
I see him more as like a vigilante. That's why I dip more into like rogue.
Mm.
So like when I think vigilante, I think more rogue.
Yeah, that's valid too.
I just wanted to see him because like he was a SEAL or something, right? They're teaching him
Or Delta or something.
Yeah, they're teaching him knives, guns, hand to hand. You know,
I only know it was like
proficiency with all weapons, whatever you can get your hand on, everything you're armed with, anything in the room.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You started, right? So you picked the character. No,
I guess I'll take the last category. Celebrity. This should be fun. Mark Zuckerberg. I even gave him a raise.
He is a warforged, or a gear forged.
See, there's two different parts of the internet.
He's rogue for sure, because he's shady as fuck.
Well, it depends on if you believe that he stole Facebook.
Everybody believes that he stole Facebook. And he's shady as fuck since he's had Facebook. I mean, he is smart. He was smart enough to steal Facebook. Yeah, I can almost go wizard just for the pursuit of it. No, they don't want to.
He wants to take all your privacy.
Yeah.
Divination wizard.
Divination.
I think I'm just gonna go straight rogue.
I'm gonna probably triple class him. I want to do like maybe one level of rogue. I am gonna do divination wizard, and I'm also going to do. I'm gonna do a couple levels of artificer just to be able to program and in the early days of Facebook, like he didn't have a company patching for him. Like he had to know how to fucking run Facebook.
He had a team.
And they were just listening to this ignorant person tell them what to do on the computer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
No, he's a smart guy. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't, yeah. He's smart.
So you're just going straight rogue?
I'm going straight rogue because he's shady as fuck.
Man, with all of those classes, I didn't do any of those. So, he is a lizard folk, druid, circle of the moon for his shape-shifting abilities, and then I'd probably drop him in a bit of technomancer. Technomancer.
Nice. I love
Oh boy.
Lizard man. Love it. I fucking love it.
This post reached 0 people.
We're gonna get bitch build on Facebook. Because I call him a shape-shifting lizard.
Fuck it, we're going back to fucking MySpace.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake will like that.
Oh, man.
Look at his promos.
But yeah, I mean, I just did that more as a like. I guess how a version of Zuckerberg.
No,
potentially.
that's funny. That's good.
No, that's good. That is funny.
That's a good one. You want to go next?
That's an outside the box version.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's totally valid too, because it was
totally
like
valid.
lizard folk, and then you were like Circle of the Moon Druid, and I was like, what the oh.
I love
There's two
it.
different versions of the internet, because there's either the lizard person Zuckerberg or there's the mechanical robot Zuckerberg.
Yep.
No.
There's never the human Zuckerberg.
Okay, let's see. What are we at?
Celeb.
Celebrity. Who did I pick for celebrity?
It's the first like, real druid I put out there, too.
Good druid.
I think it was a good
Threw
druid.
him off the trail a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's my
wait,
Circle of
that's
the Moon
character.
Druid? Oh, Andy Serkis.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
My celebrity is Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
He could be a druid.
I'm thinking Bard Monk.
Yeah, I'm thinking monk in there for sure.
Monk he's a big jujitsu MMA type of dude. But also Bard just because he's a host. I mean his job is to host things, is to headline shows, is like it's commentate, like it's all just us watching him talk or listening to him talk. He's gotta have some Bard in there. And some monk.
Yeah, I'd say monk bard for sure. I don't know. I think he hangs out with some shady, sneaky ass people. Sometimes I think a little bit of rogue.
Really.
He goes rogue, sometimes just in the saying.
Joe Rogan.
And I gotta throw a touch of rogue.
He's Rogan out here.
I'm gonna go
Rogan the Rogue.
monk bard rogue, triple class. Not necessarily even distribution, but I think that just touches him in there.
I did triple class him.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I did go monk
Alright.
because of his martial arts, not just jiu-jitsu, but when he was a teenager back in Massachusetts, he was a kickboxing champion.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's pretty badass, like a martial arts guy, super athletic and everything. So I'm also putting fighter in there. Fighter champion, and athletics and all that stuff. And I could see him, like back in D&D world, totally, you know what I mean, having, weapons and gear, gladiator style. The third class, Ranger.
Ranger?
For his hunting.
He's fucking huge into hunting.
Yeah, he is huge into hunting.
Huge into archery. Like fucking really good shot and everything, right? So, I
didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew he was doing the hunting. I followed him and stuff.
Yeah, so.
He's big into hunting his own meat and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does, I think, exclusively through bow and arrow.
Yep.
Respect.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. I like Joe Rogan too, though, so.
Yeah, I do too. And just,
Nice.
That's why I tried the float therapy, was because I heard it on his show.
Interesting.
No, yeah, a salesman.
I didn't know. All right. I told you I was planning on some pushback a little bit.
Oh. This is the pushback?
What does it constitute a celebrity? Is that the kind of pushback we're gonna get?
Is it Kim Kardashian?
Ted Bundy.
Oh, that's not pushback at all. He's definitely a celebrity.
The serial killer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or okay. I was making sure that you weren't talking about the character from Married with Children.
That's Al Bundy.
Oh.
Ted
You're
Bundy,
right.
he was.
I'm like, wait a second, that's a character.
Wow, Ted Bundy
We're gonna cut that part out.
was a charismatic motherfucker. Women loved him, even when he was on trial.
Even when he was on death row.
Yeah. Man. Charismatic as shit. Damn, it almost goes sorcerer a bit, because I believe they cast him charisma. And he just cast and chanting these bitches. I mean, I don't know how it breaks down proficiency with tools and cutting up bodies and so on those lines, but probably go sorcerer. I'd probably go sorcerer fighter.
Interesting.
Maybe touch a bard, just in a weird way.
So I'm thinking rogue, right? Which, I mean, obviously he was shady. Assassin, he's killing people, so that fits, right? Sneaking in, doing his fucking stuff. I kind of want to say Warlock. I'm trying to remember, right? Sorcerer, you're born with it. Wizard, you learn it. Warlock, you make a deal, right? Yeah, so I'm thinking Warlock. Even though he's not magical necessarily per se, but, like the deal with the devil, demon. Wait. Which one is the one? No, the sorcerer then. I'm thinking sorcerer, right? Because you can either be dragonborn or dragon blood.
Yeah, like your ancestry.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that, and I'm thinking the ancestry is kind of demon ancestry or something. You know what I mean? Because he was a fucking evil dude, right? Even though he was charismatic and all that shit, he was pretty fucked up.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Rogue, sorcerer, fighter,
Sorcerer.
sorcerer.
Maybe touch a bard.
The sorcerer was like wicked close. Charismatic dude, but I went Warlock instead because he has this weird relationship with death. Like almost like a Thanos-esque, like a comics Thanos type of thing where it's like almost looks at death as like an entity and likes the feeling and the power of just killing someone. Like the fact that he just killed someone is like a feeling of power for him. So it's like, death is his patron and the power is the power he feels when he kills people. The tact is all you gotta do is go fucking kill a bunch of people.
Right.
I also went rogue just because that fucking sneak attack damage though. Like he gets you in with his charisma and then
Sneak attack!
you're dead. Like by the time he springs his sneak on you, like you're in his car, down the street you think he's looking for your dog because he's got you with his Warlock charisma, and then he rogue sneak attacks you to death. He buries you, puts makeup on you and shit.
Valid.
Yeah, because he just wanted the almost like the possession and the ownership of what death gave you over someone.
Interesting.
Alrighty. Cool.
Good three round. Another good sode.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm happy.
Let's close her up.
Close her up. What? You could do better? Let us know. No. All seriousness.
Very confrontational tonight.
All seriousness, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. We love you guys. DNDultra.com for exclusive content and outtakes and our next move.
Don't forget to like, share, comment. If you have any suggestions on who you want classed, comment below, man. We're looking for ideas. And we're thinking up of prizes and giveaways of maybe if we pick yours, you win a prize or something cool like that. So, help us out. Give us some names.
Alright, guys. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned.